thankful you got it too. We are thankful you were up there. I was very thankful for Molly Ringwald. You know my problem. Everybody knows my problem. She's fucking hot, and so was the other girl. But I preferred her back in War Games when she had red hair and it was long. Why the black? Well, I like black short hair too. Emilio's super cool. I like him. Charlie, damn it, can you just be thankful for what you have? You had this great wife and you ditched her for some porn stars and then you end up getting HIV. Life's a learning experience. Don't shun it. I think he actually knows that how lucky he is. I think that we don't really know him. I don't really know him. That's the thing about imagination and celebrity is that you have this fantasy that they all know each other. Because you see them all together on the tube, you think they're all together and they know each other. No, you see different contexts of celebrities in front of the camera. They end up all in your tube. They don't know each other. And I've heard this, if any celebrity talks to another on any other level, then hey, I saw you got this great role in hit. That was, if you ever talk about a charity, they fucking leave you. They evaporate. Somebody said that. There are things you cannot say actor to actor, director to actor, anybody in Hollywood. You cannot say. I just know this from what other celebrities have said. The worst thing you can do is gush at somebody popular. The really worst thing is to ask them for their autograph and then go on to say how many autographs you also have, and you're going to go off and sell it on eBay. Did you see that scene in Rocket Man where Elton John is trying to get his father to recognize, to at least acknowledge him? And his father gets his autograph and says and Elton wants to know if that was for him. And no, he said that was for a friend at work. I don't think I ever cried so much until I heard that little bit. I've heard similar bits from friends. I had a friend that told me, and this happens, you have a sibling who dies, and your parents turn to you and say, you know what? We wish it was you. Fucking heartbreakers in the world. They're all over the place. People have heard worse stories and are not amused by what I'm saying. There are other people who have. I don't know if there are even people watching this. I think it would be better that I didn't know, because then that way I'll just keep talking. Because for me, this is cathartic. It's how I deal with the junk that goes on my brain. It's going to come out somewhere. It's a blessing. It comes out in prayer. I'm not very good with prayer. It says in the Bible you're not supposed to do prayer in public where people can see it. Don't wave your hands. I'm thinking of that bit in Visual Bible, Bruce Marciano. It says, don't go on the street corners and go, oh, for people to see. Do it in private. That's a great way of getting the Bible. If you hate reading the Bible and you need some really good friggin' acting, Bruce Marciano, the best Jesus ever, happy Jesus. All the other Jesus is solemn, sad. Fuck that. If you have absolute perception, you have everything that God has. You're walking on earth. You can read it in people's minds. You can see everywhere. You might be sad. You might also look at your mission and say, look, I'm fixing this all, and it's going to be a different way. It's going to hurt, but it's going to get fixed. Or people are going to have the capacity to get out of this shit. You'd be happy. I don't know if Jesus was happy. I really don't know. But it's a good way of getting that message, and it's the thing. It sticks in the mind. He was really good in that role. I sent him email once, and I said, "Why didn't they use you in John?" And he said, "I have no idea. The company had to move to Canada and employ Canadians because they had a error they made in their copyright in America that ended up making Visual Bible basically copyleft, public domain or something. Some guy in California was able to make money off of selling Visual Bible videos. So the people on YouTube that are taking down Visual Bible, don't take it down. There's no way they can they're not getting money from it. The Visual Bible guys are not getting money. They could get money from it. They could sell it, but anybody can sell it. You look into the legalese of it. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that if you've got anything good and you have empathy and you want good for other people, you empathize and identify with other people, you will want them to have things that are good. And that's something that you could spread on YouTube pretty easily, and there are people that will be very thankful to you for having it. To think of this in a capitalistic stance, those capital guys, Jesus talked about you guys. He said those who have a love for money are the root of all evil. Not money. Money's lifeblood. Money is what permits you to survive. If it weren't money, you'd be out shooting animals and dragging in hides to swap. You would be doing barter swaps. You wouldn't be using cash or credit. That's the great thing that those bankers are doing for you, even though it seems they're doing it for themselves. They're trying to keep us afloat, and the government is getting them to float debt. And we're in a 78 trillion debt. We're trading debt. We're not trading gold. We're trading debt. We're trading IOUs, saying, I'm eventually going to get you this back, but not today. But as long as you're working, as long as we're working, this cash has value. What value it has, I can't tell you. It may have a very small value, but as long as we're working, as long as we're buying and maintaining stuff that we have, and we're freaking thankful for what we got when we have it, even if we lose it, be thankful in all cases. Don't try to have this. There's a song, "What About Me?" I've had my share. It isn't fair. You just take more than you give. Remember that song? It was from the band. I forgot their name. It's on my site. You can find it. It sounds like a really good song, but it's really a fucking selfish song, because what it's really saying is, I have that millennial thing. You're indebted to give me something out there because I worked so hard to get out of high school and I got all these trophies. That shit don't mean nothing until you've done something in the real world and worked. I'm not a good example of that. I'm the worst example of that, but that is the reality we're dealing with right now. And there are solutions out there. The song Journey put out, there are always solutions. At the very end of Tron, the first Tron movie, only solutions. Something people used to say for a long time, kind of a hippie culture thing. There are only solutions. There are no problems, only solutions. It was John Lennon's song. Which song was it? Watching the wheels go round and round, and they say, people tell me I'm crazy, doing what I'm doing. Go listen to those lyrics. And he's really trying to tell people he's out of the game. Don't apply your logic to the kind of life I'm leading. Worry about yourself. reality is when the shit hits the fan and it gets really bad, and you think you've got this individuality, this, it's not individuality that will get challenged. What will get challenged is independence. We will become super dependent. As my father said, people will just be taking in each other's washing. This is my physicist father, by the way, the nuclear physicist, laser physicist, the guy that worked at Lano for 30 years, has papers running all over the internet that he probably didn't benefit any money from. It's just the benefit from the idea that the ideas are out there. The truth is out there. That X-Files saying, yeah, the truth is out there. There's also a lot of friggin' lies that are trying to make money. Why sell truth if you're empathetic? The truth may be under your nose. You just won't accept it because there's this illusion of something better out there, and it may not be really there. It may be just this distraction, just like porn is. I've always thought what was evil about porn. It's a friggin' distraction that keeps you from seeing the one that you could be loving right now, that would give you the beauty that porn's denying you. I don't know if I was capable of doing that. It may be the case that porn is all I have. But everybody has a different reality to deal with. We're not all sharing the same reality. People say that truth is like relative or whatever, that there's no absolute truth. There is absolute truth. If that weren't true, your empathy wouldn't kick in and we'd all be psychopaths. We'd all be just looking out for ourselves, not trusting the damn one of anybody else. There are people who survive that way. There are also people who don't survive that way. And then there are the people that survive that way and think that nobody else, like Trump, who instantly tells Bezos, hey, you're making Washington Post or whoever it is, that newspaper you own, say crap. And the reason why Trump thought such things, because Trump couldn't imagine somebody out there that would own something and not make use of it. Because everything he ever owned seemed to be something to exploit. There are not people out there that go out and exploit everything they own. It's too much work to go out and micromanage people. Look at Martha Stewart. What got her in so much trouble? It wasn't insider trading. It was a lot of people that fucking hated her because she micromanages everything. She needs to hear that. Her own company. I was at her company trying to get a job as a programmer, and one of her administrators, Microsoft Windows administrators, the guy didn't really want to be one. I asked him the question, why are you guys not using Linux? Oh, Martha didn't want us to use Linux. She wanted us to use Windows. Oh, of course. And Martha is going to sit down with Windows and be really comfortable with that. She could have been comfortable with a Mac, which would have been so much better because the Macintosh kernel has been open source. The Windows kernel, nobody has any clue what it's actually doing. Could the government be using it to eavesdrop on people's computers and infiltrate them? I have the belief that this is such because people, no matter what Windows I have in my house, I put it on the internet, it instantly gets hacked, and I've done everything I can think of. I've got a computer science degree and a minor in art, for crying out loud. It's not a minor in math, which probably would have been better, but at least I'm freaking much more creative. I'm probably about as creative as Skunk Baxter. I don't really know if he's a hero of mine. I love Steely Dan. I love everything he's done. I don't really know what he's doing in the military. I watched him give a talk yesterday, and Skunk, I wasn't really impressed with the talk. I really would like to know a little more about what you think is creative there, because I'm not impressed. I know you can't handle that, no, you can handle that. You're a strong person. You may say fuck you. Think about it for a while. It may have worked for all those business types, but it didn't work for me. I need a little more. I just got a little bit high standards. I had a friend, Thomas Keller, died in the 90s. He was a surfer dude. Okay, I better stop this video.